Alright, like I promised, as delivered, this is my personal top favorite wrestling matches from this year to close this year out the right way. And first of all, I just want to say again to all those who have been watching me, the stranger ones, have been watching all my vids for this year. It's been really fun to share and talk about wrestling with you guys, and it's been truly one of the highlights for me this year. Honestly, it's cover wrestling, and it's been a long time since I've been covered it. It's just stuff like this, but I really appreciate for talking about wrestling and for having to share the time with you guys, cause I love y'all. So yeah, this is my personal favorite wrestling matches for all this year. And like I wrote it down on my phone. It's 10 matches. So this is, by the way, this is my personal favorite matches from this year. It's my opinion. And it's okay to be ejected, but you can disagree, but you don't have to mimic it, try to dumb me down because I put this match over your one that you like it more. So yeah. So this is my top 10 personal favorite. This is ranked from 10 to 1. So yeah, number 10, I'll go with the Acclaim versus Surfer Glory Keely as Surf. I think that's what his name. I keep forgetting the second name. Because, yeah, but like, the Acclaim versus Surfer Glory for All Out 2022 is number 10. Boy, what a revelation this match was. Like, I just, I just thought the match would be good, but I didn't. I don't think neither of us think it would be this fucking good. Like, the Acclaim won the tag titles. The match after that was like in Arthur Ashe Stadium, New York. That was fun. The match was good, but nowhere near as good as this one. Like, the amount of time, the moments where you really thought the Acclaim was going through it and you really wanted that badly for the Acclaim to win, since they've been building up momentum in the weeks leading up to this match. Like, you really thought they were going over certain points to like I to more so like even I was getting invested into, like, oh my god, can they do it? Can they do it? They're gonna win the tag team titles. And then they did it, and like, you can debate whether they should have won it or not. I mean, yeah, they Acclaim won. It was a fun moment. It was a good match after I say, but not as good as it. But at least I can say with this match, established the Acclaim as one of the top teams in the entire company AEW. They have been one of the hottest as on this roster for many months now. So yeah, who would have thought that adding Billy Gunn, now Daddy Ass, will add so much more to the Acclaim's ad. Like, Billy Gunn stick with the Acclaim has some of the best stuff he has done in a long ass while. And I mean it in a good way. So yeah, I thought that was a great match, great near fall. The crowd was really helped with them. So that was the Acclaim Surfer Glory All Out 2022. The ninth match on my list is Edge versus Finn Balor I Quit match from Extreme Rules 2022. Like, it's so strange. Like, at first the match was getting good. It was kind of, it didn't go anywhere yet, but some of the fun spots they don't work okay to good. And then they had some funny spots when they tried to call them quits and stuff. But it was only after the Judgment Day shows up to that shit. That was when everything turned to it. And in this case, the overbooking of this enhanced the match rather than hindering it. And it added to the story with Edge in the weeks leading up to it, saying like, there's nothing that can make me physically say I quit. It's just not him. And it added so much to this match with the Judgment tried to beat him down with weapons, candlestick, handcuffing Edge, tried to do all the horrendous stuff to him, and he still wouldn't do it. Ray trying to intervene, Dominic was just a great part there for him. Michael Cole's commentary was a masterclass, A class on that performance, that commentary in that match. He was so incredible. Dominic played this great heel shit. And then Vet Venus getting involved. We had a great showdown between Vet and Rhea in the ring. That really got the crowd involved. And then Vet hitting the spear. And then Edge looking like he was gonna win. But then Rhea knocked Beth out with a brass knucks. And then Adjustment Day into case control. Balor hit like three cooler grass on Edge in a row. And then after this led to some of the best stuff you will see. Some of the best stories that you will see in WWE all year with that finish of the match. When Rhea about looking like she was going through a concerto, and Judgment Day were 20 to say I quit, and if he does it, they will go 20 to hit Vet Phoenix by Rhea Ripley with a concerto, and Edge to say harms from his wife had to say I quit. But Rhea being a great fucking hit, hitting with a concerto anyway, and Edge about lost it in his own mind. Like, I still can't get over that thing, that few final squeezes so that sequences so that match, excuse me. Still can't get over that. That was fucking great. Like, if you haven't seen this, man, watch it mostly for like the final sequences with like the Judgment Day and all that stuff, the finish. That was fucking great. The next match on my list is the only women's match, and for me, this is my women's match for the entire All Wrestling this year, and that is Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 38. Now, they have both matches this year, one at Mania and at SummerSlam. And while the SummerSlam match was great in itself, I still think the Mania match was the overall stronger of the two. Because the build, the story, the crowd, most of it, like it helped a lot in this match. Like the story going through that, like, and look, I will admit, like, Becky's heel run most of the time didn't quite really work until this match, and this feud happened with Bianca because she had a legitimate gripe to be mad at the fans, because when you call that the story heading into it as back call. Starting at SummerSlam 2021 with Becky beat Bianca in second and the crowd turning, not reacting so well to the victory of Becky of that show. And it somewhat added to the story, be Becky was saying. And then the match happened and yeah, like I was watching that match the other day and like I can may say this is maybe the best women's match I ever seen at WrestleMania. In terms of like the overall strong, the match, the story, the build, like I had everything. Like, yeah, Bianca Sasha was great in itself at Mania like 37 last year, but the story didn't work. The build was kinda crappy. This match had a stronger build and story heading into it, and the match really fucking delivered the goods. Like Bianca, like Becky hit it, all that stuff, making Bianca suffer. Like when she tried help, she did it like a flipping rocket, and like it clearly hit Bianca on like the left eye, like that looked painful as hell. They did some great sequence, and then the finish with Bianca hosting Becky up for the KOD and her countering the manhandle slam by flipping over. That was great. So, and Bianca had the redemption ring from SummerSlam after getting squashed in 26 seconds. And you know, for all that I could give crap, I could give crap to that SummerSlam, finish that story of match. At least I can say retrospect. At least that match all led to this moment and this match here between Bianca and Becky. That was some great stuff. Really awesome match. Probably my favorite match of that entire WrestleMania. That entire Mania show, by the way, was pretty great in itself. It was pretty great weekend, that, and this was my favorite. Number 7 coming in is Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Universal Championship against Logan Paul from Saudi Arabia in Crown Jewel 2022. And yeah, like I said it in like the best of pro wrestling when I talk about Logan Paul, like this guy coming in, he just wrestled WrestleMania, had an entertaining match with The Miz against the Mysterio, had another great match against the Miz at SummerSlam, and then he was strolled to the biggest test yet against the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, and pretty much gave Reigns his best match all year. And like the SummerSlam match with Brock came is probably close second, but like with this match, they had you fully believe that Logan Paul was winning. They keep building like the one lucky punch it was gonna take to beat the almighty Tribal Chief down. And there was some moment they really had me. I think some people into thinking that Logan Paul was winning. And obviously, I don't think anyone expected he would be beating Roman Reigns, but I thought, but I thought like, but I thought the match pretty much delivered. The Uso came in, Jake Pauls came in as this, and threw not so good looking punches to the Usos. And then so Dakota, they had a stare down with security backing out. And then Roman Reigns hit a spear for the 3, but that was a great match. And it really cemented Logan Paul like Like he really belong here at that, and I said it in my last video. If he can commit to this, if he can commit to this, he's gonna be a future world champion in this company. Like I don't know about his scandalous shit going on right now. I am with some crypto shit, but like if he can keep in, if he can keep himself in check and not do anything for like the rest of like 2023, if he's committed fully to this, he's going to be a future world champions company. So yeah, that was Roman Reigns on the Punk Crown Jewel. The next match, number 6, is CM Punk versus MJF, the Dark Collar match at Revolution 2022. Like I said, also my last video, this was my favorite storyline of this year. The build to that match was incredible with CM Punk. Like I don't think I mentioned, but in the build, Punk showing the photo of himself with a much baby MJF in like an old 07, and him talking about MJF saying like this was the greatest day, but for Punk it was just a Friday. And then MJF pretty plenty sympathy to the crowd that he was like bullied as a kid for being Jewish and stuff and wanted to be a pro wrestler, and Punk walking out on him when he needed him the most in 2014. He really tried to play Punk in, but in the final build he low blood Punk, busting gushing blood open, and him talking about he is the devil himself. He's gonna show that Revolution. And then Punk coming out on that show in the Dark Color match where he saw Ring of Honor entrance and music. That was fucking great. That was the highlight of that show. And the match pretty much delivered in like the brutality of stuff. Like they really like made it work with a Dark Color man. You knew it was had to be bloody. It had to be physical. And for the most part, like they played their stuff in the match. It was some really great shit where MJF taunted the crowd mid match with a microphone. That was great. And then the finish was great. And what I like about this song, that it instantly led to another feud with MJF and Wardlow, which was another great one. And the finish with MJF with Wardlow came out, MJF telling him to get him in the diamond ring. And Wardlow doesn't quite know where it was at, but when Punk hit him with a GTS, that's when Wardlow thought, oh, here's the ring. He gets it to CM Punk and pretty much say to hell with MJF. And Punk hit him with a diamond ring to cover for the win. That was a great finish to a great man, and to end that story, which I just wish that like he had like he had to like if he had kept himself, his ego in check, and done the storyline with MJF heading to full gear when MJF won the title, that could have added so much to the story. And it's a shame we might never get to see this program match again. But it doesn't quite take away so for the stuff that they have been doing earlier this year. So that was a great match. Punk and MJF Dark Collar match. Another one, and like this is another AEW match coming in at number 5. It's FTR versus the Young Bucks from April on Dynamite in Boston. You know, they had their match at like Full Gear, I think, 2020. I think that yeah, that was great. And I think with this man being in a crowd, and with the Young Bucks treating like, I think they tweeted something like when they said one day you're gonna see FTR the revival against the Young Bucks, and you will rejoice. Remember this tweet. And I think when I think of that tweet, I think of that match where I watched it at a time in April, and the FTR were coming off of an incredible match with the Briscoes. Spoiler alert! But they had their first match with Briscoes. It was incredible, and I think they just won the. I think they won the. Didn't no, they had them for before, so they retained the titles in that match. So I think they defended here against the Young Bucks in that match, and it was really freaking great. Like the near falls in this match were great. The Young Bucks like added some different stylish to the match, and I think it really gave the match like some unique twist to this since I think the first one was like more fast, but this was more like it had that, but it had more story driven, and the crowd really helped be with it. Able to see this match fully in person, that was great. FTR winning the retaining the All-Age World Tag Team title, that was some great stuff in this match. The next one, which is technically my favorite AEW match for all year, and that is Heyman Page versus Bryan Danielson for the World Title at the first Dynamite 2022. This was like they had their first match in 2021, like Ritter's come in the previous month, and every day came back here and it had to be most determined to be a win. Like there must be a win in this match. Like there wasn't going to be like a draw out thing, like a draw thing. They had to be a winner. And they if the match passed the 60-minute mark, they were going to skip points and stuff. So I think they had the wrestlers in there. Like I remember Paul White and Mark Henry being there. I think Dean Malenko was there for them to get the points. So yeah. So this match happened like those two, Heyman Page and Bryan Danielson, have some really fucking awesome chemistry. And yeah, this was a really awesome match. And it's quite shame for Bryan Danielson. Like, he has kind of on the lackluster this year. Like, when you. Like, he has some great matches, but like, maybe could have been. I think his real Las Vegas has to help matters anyway him. So yeah, it was just a real year, but this match really delivered, and he really helped make Adaptation into be a legit top face world champ. Even though Heyman's title reign wasn't really that great much, he really was to give it the full proper spot that I thought he really needed. But at times he pretty much felt overshadowed by other stuff on the show. But this match really showed why he could be a top player as the world champion. This was an amazing match with Heyman Page pinning Danielson clean to retain the world title. It was a really great match on Dynamite. The first Dynamite of the year. Now this is top 3. This is getting the nitty, and I knew when I was going to do this video, my list for my top matches for the year. The next 3 was the first one I knew it had to be there because like They were so incredible in their own ways. Coming in number three, it's not even that bad spot. Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus at Clash at the Castle 2022. Boy, oh boy, it feels great to see an Intercontinental Championship match being one of my favorite matches this year. And I think one of the big highlights of this new Triple H regime era of WWE so far now is the reinnovation, restore some prestige of the Intercontinental Championship. Like Gunther, since he's one that has had a pretty awesome run with that belt, and this match was a huge example of it. Like they they really beat the piss out of each other. Like they shops after shops throughout all the match. You knew both guys' body would be bruised all through hell during the match. So you had some Imperial reunion, which that was a great touch, and they really made you fully believe that Sheamus was going. He even hit a high cross, which is something he hasn't done in many years. Just to see him hit in the match was really special. But then the Gunther retains in an awesome match, and afterwards, the crowd gave a standing ovation. I was giving a standing ovation with Sheamus in the match. Like Sheamus never he has some pops in there. There were moments in times his career he was getting cheered, but like you never saw like a standing ovation, noticeably huge standing ovation for Sheamus until this match. Until after this match happened, when the crowd really showed their appreciation with Sheamus and to show their appreciation for how hard he worked in this match, and he had to really fought for it, even though he really didn't get the title. He earned a lot of respect for the fans, as he kind of deserves it. Like the past 2 or 3 years, I would say, Sheamus from the Aaron standpoint has been one of the unsung heroes in this company. Like the guy really means it when he says he's having bang out the 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 banger. Like this match was a huge example of it. Like Sheamus is on a for the Aaron sample, like is doing some of his best work in years, probably ever. And Gunther has been doing his best work probably since the days of NXT UK, and this was an awesome match, what I can't really say. Number 2 in this is one that I really was like struggling what to put at the Briscoe match, but in the end, I put the FTR Briscoe's number 3, the Dark Order match, the recent one for ROH Final Battle 2022. It was really hard what to put, whether like the second, the first, or third. So all their matches have been pretty great this year, but I chose this one simply because of how different it was from their previous matches. They've been all like high flying, like no, there were no flips, but like they were doing some technical stuff, working some old school stuff in their previous matches. This one was like they really had to rent up the intensity of this one, and man, they fucking deliver on the brutality stuff. Like I fucking cringe with like one of the Briscoe were thrown through stack of shits on the fucking floor. That fucking made me cringe. All of the fucking people in this match got fucking blamed. Even the fucking referee got blamed, for God's sake. And he was like an official. They fucking was playing and they had to be carried. Like, they really said you on the brutality on this match. And man, they made so much work. And with like I said, the two previous were all technical rookie old school started their matches. But this one they really went empty up with the intensity and brutality of it, and it made for an awesome classic match between the both teams. And like, when you look back on this year and for FTR, Warrior Tag Team Wrestler Year, their matches with the Briscoe will be a big part of that why. And most on top of having great matches all around this year, this is a match that they were mostly associated with FTR from this year alone. Like, it was an awesome match. The Briscoe, I think they won this. They regained their tag team titles in this match. As I'm gonna go on a limb here, but I think FTR are gonna be WWE bound by 2023. I don't know how much of both, but that's why I'm making a prediction. Only prediction for 2023 is like FTR will be WWE bound by this year. So by 2023. So yeah. So make sure to stay tuned for FTR from 2023. So, but this was an awesome match. And my favorite match in wrestling for all this year is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes and Hell in a Cell. And I knew when I was making my time in wrestling match for this year, like, this one had to be it. Like, what can you really say? Like, and like Hell in a Cell matches, like, in the most recent one for the past, like, they have been good, most of them, but they didn't really felt they sell you on the brutality and show how dangerous Hell in a Cell could be. And in this match, they really made you show of how really dangerous it could be by actually showing it actually can beat that fucking dangerous. And this match was kind of like a happy accident in being one of a dangerous brutality and being in this a dangerous environment, the Hell in a Cell. And the reason I say happy accident because in the days leading up to it, Cody Rhodes tore all the pet torn muscle completely, and he looked like he wasn't going to wrestle, but he insisted on wrestle this match against Seth Rollins. You will never hear a crowd gap so fucking loud when Cody Rhodes took that jacket off and he showed a really big fucking bruise in it. And the doctor was like, I think even the doctor is playing in Cody having permission to wrestle this match at all because really the bone had been completely torn by that point that it really couldn't do much any damage to it. And they didn't shy away from that injury. That's why they repeatedly groaning in on that injury, hitting with putting on the scandal stage, like doing all this horrendous shit. And Cody Rhodes, like, throughout all of this, like, if you want to know why people are raving about Cody, about him potentially coming, him being a future world champion for this company, this man will prove you why it's because he fucking cemented it as being a future world champion and being one of the top guys in that company. This fucking guy came in with a torn pec, complete off the bone, and still was able to manage to wrestle an awesome, incredible match with Seth Rollins. They also had a great trilogy, but this will always be, I think the most memorable out of the all three because of how dangerous it could have been. The danger was being the visual of Cody being visually bruised from the injury, and even all of that, still having to have an amazing match with Seth Rollins and him fucking winning the match. That was great, and it really showed you why when it really cemented as like Cody's being a future world champion one attack, and this match will prove you why he cemented that. Because yeah, he really went to the fucking rope. He went to the nail with this match against Seth Rollins, which he also had a great 2022 in himself, and it showed you why in this match as this was an incredible little match. Like, like probably the best Hell in a Cell in match in many years, and I think in a way has kind of restored some credibility to this after the fucking years of like when you had DQ and non-contest bullshit finishes to the stuff like recent years. It's specifically Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. And so I think so poetic for Rollins himself to have a stinker of the match, to have a stinker of a match that he had with The Fiend that set back in 2019, I think, and to come back and to have such an amazing match with Cody Rhodes inside of that same structure. I think it was so poetic, and he deserves all the credit in the world for this match too. That was an amazing match, and yeah, that was my favorite match of the year. So that concludes for this video. Thank for y'all for such a crazy ass 2022. I want to say happy New Year all, and who knows what 2022 will bring to us, to all of us in the world. I hope I'll be sure I will be more I will stay tuned in 2022 for more content, more videos from this year than this year alone. So thanks for been watching this video. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't. Comment what you thought were some of your personal favorite wrestling matches from this year in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this mission, and Happy New Year.